Okay. Chosen Star Seek channel. This is special, especially for my daughters and my baby's mothers, and for my niggas and my good people. This documentary is gonna teach you about the wicked powers of the Illuminati, and I'm gonna use Tupac as an example, so just to fix things for him. I mean, you know, this touched me so deep that I wanted to clear this up. You know, that's my nigga, that's my son. I wanted people to understand and view him in the right perspective. Now, like with Tupac, if you see the demons messing with the illusions and trying to make him look like he's not manly or macho, and trying to make him look like he's kind of feminine. I mean, on the first interview he did a wonderful interview, which he definitely, I mean, he humiliated everybody. He humiliated the devil. He humiliated the whole world. That speech he gave that documentary he did was better than anything Ronald Reagan or Barack Obama or President Bush ever came out with. And the Illuminati was mad that God had got up in a kid, and they was having glitches inside of that dream that the spirit of love was having. They was trying to dream against the dream that was literally God inside of a young kid, only 17 years old. He said, I think poor people should be rich for a week and rich people should be poor for a week, which is probably one of the most genius statements I ever heard in my life. And it's definitely something that an idea that I had came up with too before. But that's to prove you that was God talking. And they try to make him look gay a little bit. And then you seen his own power fixed it, helped him out, and was just talking to him and strengthened him. And he finished out the rest of the interview the proper way, like a man. But because his mother's feeding him dead animals, and because, he's, around his mother and around women, and he's a kid, he's just a baby. When he goes to, all he's trying to do is blend in with the white people and trick them and not act hood. But what you see is a demonic illusion that he's feminine. The way they're making him move his hand, the way they're making him talk, for a second, it looks as though, he's like soft. He's not no thug nigga. They try to make you think that, but this is an illusion that any of us can get put in, especially when you're a kid. He does it to everybody. These demons can make something happen that didn't happen. Like if you do a videotape or take a picture, they can make the picture come out different from what you really look like. You look in the mirror, you look fine. You look beautiful. When you take a picture, I know this happened to you. The picture don't look like how you look in the mirror. Your face look like kind of bent up and crooked and ugly. That's them. They done it to me. I had to take 3 and 4 and 5 pictures before I got my face to look the way it really looked. because they tried to change the altitude and the perception of how I looked. I take a picture, my face is fat and puffy and, gorgeous, and they try to enhance them and they try to change it and make my face look different and try to make, I look at the picture I just took and the picture looks altered and they try to make my face look narrow and skinny and, you see, they try to make you have like you got gray hair and you ain't even have no hair in your face. Or you just got black goatee and they try to, they can alter pictures and make people look messed up when that's not how they looked. They can, so that's what they did to Pac when in that documentary when he was only 17. They tried to alter the way what he really looked like and what he was really talking like for a second. And that dream went through for a second and then his power overpowered it because he himself was God. So they try to make manly and strong pieces of God look weak. They try to make real women who are really speaking truth and knowledge look like they're not speaking knowledge. Okay, this is just what I'm talking about. That proves to you that it's the heavens against the earth. And these motherfuckers had some power originally, but now their power is crooked. So now instead of them doing miracles to strengthen the humans, they're dreaming against the humans. They got these rappers kissing each other, but then this is a drawing. This is not real. They don't really have a real picture of these rappers kissing, but you see a picture of them kissing. And you say, did that really happen? No. It's an illusion. Or they got the real faces and they put the faces together and he's making he's clowning all these rappers. And did this stuff really happen? Probably not. Okay? But, I know that this happens to a lot of people where, I've done shows on stage and I know how I was dressed and how I was rapping and how I was moving on the stage. But when I go to look back at the tape, everything's fine and it looks good and everybody's rapping fine. But I go look at it 2 years later and there's an illusion. He got me looking all crazy and jumping around and my clothes look ripped up and beat up. I said, wait a minute. That's not how this looked before. That's the type of power that they had. And that's to prove to you who this is doing this. So if you, as a female, do, let's say, a dance tape, hip-hop dance ballerina take on, for your school, and your mother tapes it, and then when you go to watch it, instead of you doing a perfect job dancing, you see yourself slipping and you looking goofy and you see your clothes look dirty and all this. You say, that's not how I looked. I didn't have no stain on my, that's the type of stuff that they can do. So everything you see on TV, you can't always believe that that's what really happened. That's why I sent you the other documentary of Pac when he was older and stronger, and they couldn't do that to him when he was older and stronger, could they? No. They took advantage of him when he was a baby. He was only 17, which means he was 16 a couple months ago. That's a baby, which means he was 10 a couple years ago. A baby talking the way he talked, that's amazing. That's a miracle. So, it ain't going to be perfect, but it was perfect. Everything he said was true. He has better ideas than a president. He had better ideas than a mayor. He had better ideas than the God of this system of things, of that system of things at that time. Okay? Was the Almighty God at that time. One little human humiliated everybody. And they got mad and tried to use their supernatural force, the Illuminati, the Almighty, to depict like this kid was sweet or funny. No. Okay. He's trying to blend in with those white people and trick them, and so that they don't hate on him and think he didn't want to act ghetto. He didn't want to show his street side. So he was smart and articulate. So he blend in with that corny stuff, and then they take it to us. It looks like he's fruity or gay because our minds are fucked up from seeing all these fake thugs or these real thugs get on TV and act a certain demeanor, and we're comparing that kid's performance to other people like NWA or somebody else who we seen who was acting all cool and laid back. See, you can't compare it to that. This is a kid, a baby, who was nervous and was brave enough to get up there and talk. And but you see in the interview when he was older, he wasn't none of. They couldn't make him. They couldn't make him look like he was soft or gay. Then they couldn't control his hands to move this way and that way. They couldn't do that. So I want you to understand the power of illusion, the power of deception, the power of the tricks of the eyes, that these motherfuckers can alter the way you look. I've took pictures with jewelry on, and when I look back at the picture don't look nothing like the way I really look. Okay, they try to bend my face up, and then I look like I got like a circle on my eye. They try to make it look like I had a black eye, and I had no black eye. Ain't nobody hit me in my eye. Okay, since I was probably like 11, 12 years old, getting in fist fights every day. Ain't nobody never hit me in my eye lately. As many fights as I've been in, ain't nobody ever hit me in my face. Really like that, except for when I was younger. 17. Okay. And the person who hit me in the eye is dead. Okay. And they was much older than me. Okay. So the whole thing you got to understand is that a spirit creature that's big as a house dreaming against one little boy who's doing an interview who God has become, and he's left them. They were supposed to be God, but he's left them and become the people, and they get jealous and try to make the person look stupid because they're mad. And they're able to do this probably because they're feeding the kid dead animals, because those ingredients in his host, they're able to make it appear like and make things look like something that it wasn't. Okay, supernatural. So when they try to make Ja Rule or certain people look gay, it's a supernatural offense against the flesh. Okay, that doesn't mean the person really looked like that or really made those gestures. They can make it appear that that person looked at gay, or they can make a chick who's talking look like she's gay or look like she's manly, and that's not really how she really looked. they can make people appear to say things that they didn't really say. Okay, you know how many people this devil has killed off of making them say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and the person, like, I've gotten in arguments and called chicks bitches, and I don't remember saying that, but they're telling me I called them a bitch, and I'm like, I didn't call you no bitch. They're like, you did. I'm like, I didn't call you no bitch. You didn't. You don't remember you did, but you did. You was drunk. I don't care if I was drunk or high or not. I remember what I said. So it's just like that. Just like sometimes you argue with your mother and you call her a bitch under your breath, and you don't think she heard it, but she heard it. You didn't want to really call her a bitch, but it slipped out. Okay? Which means that everybody, because of this nigga feeding everybody them damn animals, everybody gotta, and because you have a wicked heavenly regime, everybody has a false ghost in them, a false shadow that is causing them and trying to cause them to fall and to trip.